Hello everybody. Today I'm just doing a follow-up on the R-390A with the R-390 IF deck that was in it. I swapped them out here. But in the process, while I was swapping them out, I was doing an alignment on this radio and it aligned perfectly. And when I was doing the final checkout, the dial lights started flickering, and then in fact the lights in this room started flickering, and then it went totally dark. So it blew the fuse, the 3-amp fuse. So what was the problem? Well, after a little bit of troubleshooting and some hints from some friends, the problem was this 26Z5 tube, the rectifier tube in the power supply. Apparently this thing shorted out and caused the lights in the shack to start flickering. And I figured there's something bad going on if it's causing the lights in the room to flicker. And that lasted a few seconds and this thing went out. So I changed the fuse, and when the radio came back on, these stations that were slamming the S meter were now down about 30% and the audio was distorted. So the B plus was low, and got some hints from some friends on what to look for, changed a couple of things, and it turns out it was this rectifier tube. So this thing is going into the deep recesses of a trash can and never to be seen again. Okay, so a little bit more on this R-390 IF deck that I modified to put in the R-390A. This is what it looks like. This is a Motorola deck that I got, and I did the modifications that I described last time. Here's a little more on these cables. This is the Amphenol 47200 part that you need to adapt the R390 B and C connections to the little MB cables in the R390A. So that's how that's done. And that little connector can be found on a junker R390A in the back, the IF connection, the IF out connection, or you can buy them separately. They're available on eBay. So Amphenol 47200 is this connector right here. All right, so here we go, back in business with the, this is the original IF deck, mechanical filters. And the reason that this one gives better sound is these tuned circuits here just sound a lot better, in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of other people, than the mechanical filters here. But I did some audio mods on this, and it sounds pretty good. This is the same station I had on the other day, playing in the other IF deck.
An alleged Israeli strike in Syria that killed 2 generals, among others several Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps.
So that's a familiar voice to a lot of you, and you know what he sounds like. So anyway, back in business. I'm gonna use this R390A deck for a little while, and make sure it's still working, which it works fine. Incidentally, this is the earliest R390A I've ever seen. This is serial number 7 from the first contract, and it's dated 1955. So this is the earliest one I've ever seen. It's all Collins modules. The audio deck, which I had out, or the power supply, which I just worked on, is serial number 10. The crystal oscillator deck is serial number 6. So it's all low Collins serial numbers. This one's never been in the depot. So very nice radio. Really delighted to have it back. I thought it was going to have a serious problem. It turns out the symptoms were serious, but the fix was easy. With so blowing this fuse was this rectifier tube, and now this is gone. And now there's probably a lot of other reasons the fuse can blow, but as it turns out, this one was an easy fix. And one of the hints should have been, dimming the lights in the room. That tells me something on the very front end of the power supply is causing the problem. And as it turns out, that's what this was. So, okay, happy to be back in business. I'm going to use this R390A mechanical filter deck for a while. Make sure it's, get it some time on that. And then I'll probably go back to using this R390 deck in there because I really like the sound from that. Okay, everybody, that's all for today. I am out.